What's up, culture makers? I'm Kaitlyn.
And I'm Tanner, and today we're going to talk about how to build healthy habits, the Grinch, and Hurricane Ian.
Let's dive in.
So Kaitlyn, how do we build healthy habits?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I've got 3 ideas for us.
Okay.
The first one is going to be defining your goal. Something that our Pastor Craig, says a lot, that's been really helpful to me, is that we have to have a really clear and compelling why. And I think the reason for that is that when it gets really hard, we actually have to know why we started in the first place.
Right.
We have to have a reason that is good enough to push us through those moments where we just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tanner, have you ever had a goal that you set out for that you just it got hard, but you were able to remind yourself why you started?
Yeah, numerous in my life. Probably the best example would be growing up, I sang in the band at church, something that I did. I was not very good.
Spit a few bars.
But bars, I don't rap, I sing.
Oh.
But it wouldn't
Wrong
be good.
terminology.
Rapping might be worse than singing, but it's probably close.
All right.
But I did set a goal to learn guitar.
Okay.
I learned 4 chords.
Yeah, you
learned
did.
that basically that's all you really need to play guitar in the first place. But yeah, I played guitar in the band at church growing up, not because I was good, but because I was willing and I was determined and I showed up. But the reason that I wanted to do that was I really believed that it was something that I could do and do well. And maybe it wasn't well, but I did it.
I'm pretty sure you just offended all of the people who legitimately play guitar with the 4-chord thing, but we're just gonna move right on.
Sorry, Jimi Hendrix. I'm so sorry.
So thing number 1 is know your why. And when you're starting out, building healthy habits, actually take some time and sit down and define why you want to do it in the first place. I would even write it down so that you can look back at it in those moments where it gets really hard.
Yeah.
So that's thing number 1. Thing number 2 is know yourself. So you got to know your why, and then you got to know yourself. And basically what I mean by that is, for me, it's easier for me to start something new when I play to my strengths.
Okay.
Something that I'm already good at that helps me kind of push through the difficulty of figuring something out for the first time.
Yeah.
So an example would be, I am highly motivated by challenges or any kind of competition.
Okay.
I grew up playing sports, and I think that's probably where that comes from. And so when I'm building a new habit, it's helpful for me to set it up like a game or a challenge, and especially to do it with other people.
Oh, that's really good.
I remember in high school, I wanted to try to drink more water because it's a healthy thing to be hydrated. Hydrate or dehydrate, children. So I wanted to drink more water, and a friend of mine, her dad at work, was actually doing a health challenge with his whole office.
Oh, okay.
And so her and I, as little high schoolers, just joined this health challenge and started trying to drink more water than all these middle-aged dudes.
But did you win?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was highly motivated. I'm
Wow.
telling you guys, I don't mess around when it comes to challenges. That's one for me that just knowing that about myself helps me build healthier habits because I can set it up in a way that plays to that strength.
That's really good. That's really, really good.
Anything for you?
One of the biggest habits that I picked up on is adjusting an idea of something I know is healthy for me, but doing it in the time that I have. So for instance, a lot of people are really committed to the gym and go for an hour, hour and a half. I am not one of those people, but I do like to prepare ahead.
Yeah.
My why is that I want to be healthy and have the ability to play with my son as I grow older and all the things. And,
that's good.
So I basically just have a goal to do something active for 25 minutes a day. And so that varies. I like spontaneity. And so some days I run, some days I lift. There is a system to it. Someone's watching this and is like, you're not going to get anywhere with that. No, I am, I promise. That would be something that I'm doing right now.
Cool. So we're going to know our why.
Okay.
And we're going to know ourselves. And then we're just going to stay consistent. So a habit, by definition, is something that we do consistently to the point where it almost becomes second nature for us, and we don't have to think about it anymore. We all actually have habits. Hopefully one of yours is like brushing your teeth or something.
Right.
You don't really think about it. You just do it.
Yeah.
And so consistency is key when it comes to building healthy habits. Research varies, and I'm pretty sure it also varies from person to person, how long it takes to build a habit to the point where it becomes second nature. But most people agree that it's somewhere around 2 months.
Okay.
So that's a long time to stay consistent with something.
Yep.
So basically what we want to tell you is when you start building a habit, don't stop on day 5. Don't even stop on day 55. And if you miss a day, don't miss 2.
Yeah.
That's something else that Pastor Craig says a lot when it comes to building consistency into our character.
Yeah.
And I like that. So if you miss a day, don't miss 2. That's basically just the principle of get back on the horse, essentially.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. I think that's so important because it's so easy to start something, to have a goal in mind, and to do point 1 and 2 really well, and then feel like, oh, I messed up. You know, I missed my day. I didn't do my morning routine. I didn't work out. I didn't eat the way that I wanted to, and just to kind of just throw your hands up in the air and quit. But it's so important to go back to why you started in the first place and what that looks like. So I think it's great.
That's awesome. If you're starting to build healthy habits, those are our three tips for you. Know your why, know yourself, and then stay consistent.
Okay, so let's talk about Hurricane Ian. Hit Florida, I think a little bit over 2 weeks ago. Still all kinds of devastation being discovered, and even kind of ongoing storms and stuff that as recently as a couple of days ago, they're still doing a lot of rescue, and death tolls almost up to 100. So horrible to see that take place. And obviously there's so many things we don't understand that are going on there, but things we do understand, like the devastation, like the fact that it's strained at a lot of people. It's just hard to see. Yeah,
I think it naturally raises the question for us, why does stuff like that happen? Like, why is there that kind of suffering and pain in the world? And I think that's something that is unique about us as Christians, that we get to respond to these situations with hope. Because what we know is that the biblical story, this story that we live and believe with everything that we are, is not a story that is devoid of suffering and pain. Actually, suffering and pain is central to the biblical story. And it's the story of how Jesus came and experienced suffering and pain for us. And we get to look to him as our example when it comes to suffering with hope here and now. Because the beautiful thing is we know that we have something better to look forward to than this broken world that we're experiencing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's something that we can take up and remember, and then also take time just to pray for the people that are in Florida. Take time to pray for the first responders, for people going to fix power lines and all the crazy things that are happening there, to help people of Florida get back on their feet. That's something that we can do today, to pray with hope and believe with hope that God is going to work in the middle of this situation. Next thing we need to talk about is something I know you're really excited about talking about.
Can't wait.
It's the Grinch. They've remastered it yet again to come out with a horror side of the Grinch, which, to be clear, it already was a horror movie, if we're being honest. Not because of the Grinch. I'm all about the Grinch. Whoville is like the worst place that you could ever end up, because I was terrified as a child by what
as you should be.
They look like, what they sounded like, the hair, the makeup. It was a lot. It was kind of an atrocity. So that was my horror film, but apparently they said that wasn't enough.
Not scary enough.
Do you know anything about this movie coming up?
No. So I'm just devastated.
Why? Is it a Christmas ruin?
Because the cartoon version is so good. It did not need to be done anymore after the cartoon version. Well, I'm just saying.
I don't know. Maybe this one will be good.
Max.
I probably won't see it. I can't do scary films.
No.
I can't. But it's a play on You're a Mean One, so I guess we get to discover how mean the Grinch is. So you know how they keep doing, redoing the Halloween movies over and over and over again? Maybe this will just be what that is every Christmas now we have.
No.
You know, and that's a thing. There's been a couple of horror Christmas movies that have come out in the last couple of years and just stop. Like, Halloween has its time.
Yeah,
horror movies
come
have their
on.
own section. We don't have to put that into Christmas. Christmas is Christmas. We don't have
That's
to.
good. This is biblical.
You know what they did a good job with what's the one that This Is Halloween movie? What is that? Can't remember the title, but they did a really good job of
I'm just taking your word for it at
blending
this point.
Christmas and Halloween at that point. That's where it should have stopped.
Okay.
But the Grinch, maybe Max is like,
Oh, I don't want to hear.
you
If
can
it's
do it.
anything about the dog,
It's okay. Maybe he's rabies.
weep during dog movies.
What?
I don't even like animals. I know I'm gonna get roasted for that. I don't even like animals,
What?
and I cannot make it through a single dog movie without weeping.
When's the last time you saw a dog movie?
I watched Marley and Me when I was on vacation last week.
Why did you, on vacation?
Cried like a little freaking baby.
Why would you do that on vacation?
I didn't know.
How did you not know?
I didn't know. I'm
kidding
tearing
me?
up right now. I can't.
Animals.
Next topic. What's the next topic?
Drake has a brand new girlfriend. Her name is Haley Baldwin. Do you
Okay.
know Haley Baldwin? Niece of Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
So Drake's been walking around with a big H necklace. I guess he's just really proud of this relationship and he
Yeah.
wants people to know.
Is that your style? You walk around and just rep your girl?
Jewelry, no. I do have my wife's initial tattooed on my wrist. She has my initial tattooed on her wrist, so I guess. Would you ever do that?
Would I ever on a first date? After a date?
No. Let's just say you're in a relationship and you have a dog.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Why do I have a dog?
You have a dog, and you have two dogs, Max and Marley. Okay, your whole life is set. Do you have a necklace or a tattoo for your significant other?
Listen, I've considered the wedding ring tattoo thing.
It fades.
It fades? Okay, that's good insider info. Because there are very few things that I think are worthy of a permanent decision.
Wow.
Such as a tattoo. I do have multiple. This is not me bashing on tattoos. But there are a few things that I think are worth that type of permanent decision. Marriage, one of them.
Okay, you heard it first here. Kaitlyn's getting a tattoo of whoever she marries on her forehead.
Oh!
Can't wait for it.
Awesome.
Can't wait for it.
I also can't wait for it. I'm sure whoever my spouse is can't wait for that either. So with all of that being said, we want to go ahead and wrap back to what we talked about in the beginning and just issue guys a little challenge. I like challenges, as we discussed. So here's your challenge this week. We talked about building healthy habits and how you have to know your why, know yourself, and then stay consistent. And Tanner, I'm willing to bet that there is one of those things that maybe could use a little work for our friends.
Right.
I think my one is probably going back and defining my why.
Okay.
Really clearly again, because there are things that I've been doing for a long time that they can just get kind of old.
Right.
And sometimes I need to go back and remind myself why in this season of my life, this still really matters to me.
That's so good.
So that would be my one. We want to know what your one is. So go ahead and type it in the comments below and we'll be excited to follow up with you guys and see what healthy habits you are building moving forward. With that being said, that is all that we have for you guys today on Culture Makers. But be back next week because we'll be here and we can't wait to see ya. Bye.
Peace.